and we'll start off with a great game on Friday night between number 24 TCU at Arizona State. Again, Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox. These are two of the Big 12 favorites right now. If you look at DraftKings Sportsbook, our partner here at PFF, Arizona State is currently second in odds to win the Big 12 behind Utah. Arizona State's plus 550. TCU is third right now at plus 600 to win the Big 12 Conference. TCU is off to its first 3-0 start since the 2022 season when it made the national title game that year. Arizona State, meanwhile, is 3-1 on the season and trying to rejoin the top 25 with a win over TCU.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big game for both of these teams too. I mean, you look at just where they are in the standings. Obviously, Texas Tech has now established themselves possibly as the favorite with the big win over Utah. Arizona State's been a little bit inconsistent. TCU has quietly won their first 3 games, and they've looked really, really good, especially offensively. So I think you've got a fun game here, especially on a Friday night for TCU on the road at Arizona State. Going to be a hostile environment. Obviously, Kenny Dillingham trying to get that fan base riled up, but you've got two teams, especially with Arizona State, who have a lot of offensive talent, and I think that's going to be the big thing is just execution. I really feel like whichever way this game goes, it's going to go down to the wire.
So two of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12 Conference facing off too, and Sam Leavitt for Arizona State, Josh Hoover for TCU. And Dalton, you have Hoover and the Horned Frogs offense. What should we know when they have the ball?
I'll tell you what, Josh Hoover has got some dynamite weapons. TCU is 10th in the nation in receiving grade. Their wide receivers are 15th in the nation in receiving grade. And I look at this matchup of TCU's wide receivers against Arizona State's corners, right? And you look at right now, Eric McAllister, who was with the Horned Frogs last year, he had a huge week against SMU last week. Jordan Dwyer, the Idaho transfer, has been really good. Joe Manjack, the Houston transfer in the slot, has been fantastic. All three of those guys are serious threats on the outside, but you look at Arizona State's cornerbacks. Keith Abney has been one of the best corners in the country this year. Javen Robinson's a returning starter. Kindrich Breedlove was one of Arizona State's highest graded players last week in the slot. He'll get Manjack a lot in the slot. I think this matchup, especially with Arizona State's star free safety Xavion Alford out for another week, cornerback versus wide receiver when TCU has the football. Josh Hoover, last year he was an expert at throwing the ball over the middle of the field. He's hitting the outside shots more with McAllister and with Jordan Dwyer. I think it's going to be a great battle on the outside. When TCU has the football, you're going to get some wars out there between TCU's wide receivers and Arizona State's cornerbacks.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that, and I also can't wait to watch Arizona State's offense as well, and how often TCU is going to blitz Sam Leavitt in this game. So TCU has pressured opposing quarterbacks on about 38% of dropbacks this year, which is a top 25 rate in college football, and yet TCU is only 102nd in pass rush grade this year at 64.7. So you're wondering, okay, how are they top 25 in pressure rate, but outside the top 100 in pass rush grade? Really, it's because TCU sends a blitz a lot at quarterbacks. They blitz at the 11th highest rate in all of college football at about 54%. Sam Leavitt has been a little up and down this year, but ironically, he's been really strong against pressure and against blitzes this year. He has the 8th best PFF grade in America against pressure this year at 78.2, 23rd against the blitz, 82.1. But when kept clean and when he's not blitzed, he's 92nd in the country from a clean pocket. He's 71st when he's not blitzed. Dalton, he has a better PFF grade when he's pressured than when he's kept clean, which is you really never see it. Usually, obviously, it makes sense that when quarterbacks kept clean in a pocket, they should play better than when under pressure. Sam Leavitt's the opposite right now. He is way better under pressure than he is from a clean pocket. A big part of that ability to win against pressure is his mobility. He leads all Power 4 quarterbacks this year with a 90.5 rushing grade. He's kind of got a backyard gunslinger kind of play style to him that doesn't often work within structure, but outside of structure, Sam Leavitt can make magic happen If TCU sends blitzes Levitt's way as often as it has so far this year, that also may play into the hands of Sam Levitt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think when you look at Levitt this year and some of the habits he has formed, there's times where it does look like he likes playing out of structure more than playing in structure. And if you do blitz him, you just have to make sure you're blitzing him outside in and keeping contained. If you blitz this guy in the A-gaps, he's going to take off and get outside the hash marks and make a big play happen. Because, to be honest, as a runner, this isn't talked about enough. He's one of the freakiest runners in college football at the quarterback position. He can make people miss. He can change direction on a dime. He's blazing fast. I think Sam Levitt right now outside the pocket, to me, is more dangerous than he is inside the pocket. He's been struggling with accuracy in structure, but if you do get aggressive with him, you better do it from the outside in, and you better be sending guys who are fast enough to catch him, because he's outrunning defensive linemen, and once it breaks loose and he plays that playground football, he can be a real problem.
So in this game on Friday night between two of the favorites to win the Big 12 this year in Arizona State and TCU, will TCU win and continue climbing up the top 25, or will Arizona State win and join the top 25?
This is already the first game we have is a really hard game to pick. These are two good football teams with good players on both sides of the ball. I'm going to take Arizona State at home on a Friday night. The biggest reason being I like what Marcus Arroyo did with this offense last week. This needs to be a run-first, more conservative offense to set up all the shots downfield. You saw it start to come together against Baylor. Arizona State got a big road win last week, riding Raleek Brown and Sam Levitt's legs first, and then they had some other threats that stepped up in place of Jordan Tyson, who only had 43 yards last week. This offense became more multidimensional. They got back to the screen game, which was so prevalent last year. And look, is it ever going to look the same as it did with Cam Scatterbo? No, but this is still a run-first football team that has to set up the deep shots. I like the direction their offense is going in. If they can keep Raleek Brown going and get Sam Levitt going with his legs in the design game as well, I'll take Arizona State. I have the score 31-28.
So Woo shot him 2K in the chat saying he loves the over here. You're taking the over.
Agreed.
I'm also taking the over. I have 35-31. Arizona State taking down TCU. I think it will be a shootout. I think Levitt will outduel Josh Hoover in this game and help the Sun Devils reemerge in the top 25 after falling out of it after losing to Mississippi State. So I like Arizona State to win this game 35-31, and it should be a shootout that we get on Friday night.